Welcome to HealthWatch, presented by Novant Health. I'm your host, June Baker. Our show features local physicians and health professionals discussing health topics of importance to local residents. Today, we will welcome Shelburne Stevens, president of Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center, and Dr. Mark Tillotson, a local physician leader, who will help celebrate two special anniversaries: 10 years since the former Brunswick Community Hospital joined Novant Health, and 5 years since the opening of our new state-of-the-art facility. Then we'll hear from Dr. Philip Kahn of Novant Health Coastal Plastic Surgery. And finally, we'll chat with Morgan McKnight of our local North Carolina Cooperative Extension Office. Stay tuned to learn about valuable health topics with HealthWatch. Our first guests today are Shelburne Stevens and Dr. Mark Tillotson. Welcome back to the show again, guys. It's such a pleasure to have you.
It's good to be back.
Thanks.
Good. Well, Shelburne, let's start with you. For those viewers who may not have seen you before, you've been on quite a few times. Tell me a little bit about your career prior to coming to be the president at Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center.
Well, I've been with Novant Health for 26 years. I started my career as a respiratory therapist in Winston-Salem and had a variety of roles up there in leadership. And then 10 years ago came here to Brunswick Community Hospital and started there in several roles prior to becoming president. And I've been here for the 10 years and have loved all 10 of them.
So now you're the medical center's president and chief operating officer, is that correct?
That's correct.
Wow, that's impressive. How about you, Mark? Dr. Tillotson, tell me about a little bit about yourself and let our viewers know what you do.
Well, I've been here about 15 years, and I was here before Novant came. I was so glad to have Novant come. And I kind of have a dual role. I'm a general and vascular surgeon, and I work in a surgery group with 4 people. But I'm also, I also work with Shelburne. We're the regional market managers for this region. And so what we're doing is building this area and providing health care. And it's been a great 10 years.
Well, it's great to have you both back, and but we're here today to talk about something kind of special. Now, I know that we're going to be celebrating some anniversaries. So Shelburne, tell me a little bit about these anniversaries.
So it's really the 10th year that Novant Health has been in Brunswick County, and that anniversary date was on March 1st. And then at the end of July, it'll be 5 years since we've been in the new facility. So the 5 years has really flown by.
Yes, they have. And I have to tell you that when I'm in the community, there's so much excitement about the new physicians in the area, new services, and things like that. And I understand the hospital's medical staff has grown from, 113 providers to like 283? And that's since 2006. So, Dr. Tillotson, what do you attribute some of that growth to?
I think a couple of things. I think one is when Novant Health came here, they did a really good job focusing on quality and taking care of the patients. And so that helped just change the whole climate of the hospital. Nothing against how it was before, but in this day and age, what needed to happen is you need to move forward. And so, I mean, it's very exciting. We've attracted a number of different physicians, and I think that's really important because people in Brunswick County want to get their health care here. So what we've done is we've added services that weren't there before. The hospital now has a good ear, nose, and throat service. They have urology, they have plastic surgery, extra GI doctors, all kinds of advanced laparoscopic and robotic doctors.
Shelburne, in addition to opening the new hospital, as Dr. Tillotson said, we have added many new services. Could you talk to us a little bit more about those new services?
Absolutely. So, as Dr. Tillotson mentioned, we've added a Da Vinci robot. So there's robotic surgery available,
Wow.
and actually we just upgraded that robot to the latest model. So there's additional surgeries that can be performed
Well, that's
on
exciting.
that. It is exciting. We have outpatient wound care and outpatient IV infusion therapy there at the facility. We've added speech therapy. As Dr. Tillotson mentioned, lots of surgeons and specialists at the facility, in addition to the GI physicians that we've added. So we've seen significant growth there with a lot of the services that we've added.
Not to mention electronic medical record.
Absolutely. We just rolled that out in the primary care clinics back in 2011, and then just last year at the facility. And so with that, you have one electronic medical record. If you're at the hospital, then your primary care providers can see what happened to you at the hospital and all the
That's
medicines that they added or took away. At the same thing at the hospital, our hospitalist team can see those medicines and treatments that you've had at your primary care physician. And I think the most exciting part is MyChart. And that's where patients have access to their own medical record. You can make appointments, you can ask for renewals on your prescriptions, you can ask questions of your providers. So if you're one of those that's up late at night and you think of a question, you can send that via MyChart and you'll get a response back from your provider the next day.
What I think is funny is you talk to people who, they don't do Facebook, they don't do Instagram, and they don't tweet, certainly, but they have MyChart, and they know how to use MyChart.
They do.
That's been a great thing for all of us. I know I really love it. And so there have been a lot of great additions to our community in the last 10 years, and I hear a lot about the quality, the improvement, things like that over the past 10 years. So, Dr. Tillotson, can you talk to me a little bit about quality?
Yeah, I think, to me, I think there's been a lot of changes that have made the quality better, and I think it really started with getting the administration in here, Shelburne and the other people, and what they've done is they've hired quality people, and they've insisted on quality, and they've insisted on nurses and techs that are going to put the patients first and take care of them. And I think that makes a huge difference.
Another impressive statistic that I saw was the number of hospital volunteers. We have just grown immensely in that area. Tell me a little bit about that growth, Shelburne.
We could not do what we do every day without our volunteers, and we have seen that number almost double as well over the last several years. It's good to be in a mostly retirement community. They all want to give back to the community, and we're fortunate to have so many volunteering their time at the hospital. You see them at the front entrance and in the ED entrance, to waiting rooms, to back rooms, making folders and different things for our team members.
I see them everywhere.
They are everywhere, but they add significant value every year and every day to everything that we do with our patients.
When you walk in the front door, you're greeted by a sea of purple, and they are the nicest people. Oh, I'm sorry, aubergine, not purple. And they're the nicest, friendliest, most welcoming folks you ever wanted to meet. And that is such a pleasant thing that we've developed into. It's just those greeters. But now we have dogs.
We do.
Tell me about the dogs.
I was getting ready to say we can talk about our two-legged volunteers, but we have to talk about our four-legged volunteers. We have pet greeters at the facility now, and it has been a huge hit with our visitors and our staff to have those dogs there. It just brightens your day when you get to go over and pet one. So we're excited about that.
And I see kids who come in and they're there with the dogs. And I noticed when I walked through the main doors this morning, there's always a sign announcing who your greeter is, your pet greeter. And today it was Travis. And that's just so sweet. I mean, it's great, because animals just seem to help everybody feel better. And
they do.
So I think that's great. Well, I know that we're going to run out of time here soon. There's a couple things I really want to get in. And so I'm going to start with you, Dr. Tillotson. What are you most proud of? And what can we expect for the future from the physician group?
I'd have to say the thing I'm probably the most proud of is the concept of giving complete health care to the people in the county so that they can have that health care and stay in the county. And what we're doing to do that, of course, is besides the hospital being so important, as you mentioned, the primary care, being able to blanket the area with good quality care. So if you're moving here from wherever, if you came from New York, if you came from Columbus County, wherever, when you come into this area, you can get good quality health care. And we're doing it in such a way that we're putting the patients first, we're trying to make it convenient for them, and we're really pressing on the fact that it matters, these people matter, and we really want to take care of them. And so, you know, it's been an extremely rewarding 10 years since Novant's been here, and I'm excited about the next 10.
Me too. Well, Shelburne, there's a lot I'm sure that you're proud of, and I know you've got a lot of stuff going on in your mind, thinking about the future. You're like that. So let's talk about, from your perspective, what do you see in this future, and what are you proud of?
I'll start with most proud of, and it's like Dr. Tillotson said, it's providing the high quality care that we've been able to build and establish here in Brunswick County so that the people of Brunswick County can get their health care local. And we have been able to recruit excellent providers and team members, and it's just a warm feeling place when you go inside the facility or you go inside any of our physician offices that are out there. It's just a welcoming environment. So I'm very proud of that and the growth that we've seen. For the next 10, we're still going to see more growth. We'll see those numbers increase with the population here in the county growing. We're going to have more services and more providers out there. So it's a good time to be in Brunswick County with this growth that's happening, and I'm really excited about it. And I too look forward to the next 10 years.
Now, I know it's the 10-year anniversary and the 5-year anniversary, and I also believe that your foundation has just hit their 5-year mark too. Tell us a little bit about the foundation and what's going on there.
Yes, you're correct. Our foundation just celebrated their 5th anniversary as well. They do a lot of great things for the facility. We have a lot of community members that volunteer their time on our board of directors and giving back to the hospital and the county. They raise funds for some of the services and things that are needed at the facility. They also contributed, along with our volunteers, to the Healing and Respite Garden that was outside of the cafeteria. And if you've not seen that, you need to stop by and see it. This time of year is the best time. It's really nice out there. But there's other things like education channels that they've helped fund, and a couple of positions to start up around education. And they have a whole long list of things that they're working on and want to raise money in the future. So we're really proud of the work that they're doing for the facility.
Looks like the foundation reaches outside the walls of the hospital in helping community members and folks try to have a better life with...
They do. They have a prescription assistance program, which is just one example that I can give you of folks who can't afford some of these prescriptions. They have funds and vouchers available so that they can get those medicines that they need.
Yeah. Well, happy anniversary, guys.
Thank you.
It's been a great run, and gosh, I can't wait to see what's around the corner for the next 10 years. So thank you both for being here today. It's been a pleasure to have you. As always, Shelburne, it's always nice to have you on the show, and you always have such great info for us. So come back in a few years and tell me what's going on.
We will.
Great. Thanks so much. Our next guest today is Dr. Philip Kahn of Novant Health Coastal Plastic Surgery. Welcome to the show today, Dr. Kahn. It's such a pleasure to have you back.
Thank you very much. It's good to be back.
Good, good. Now, there may be a viewer or two who didn't meet you last time, so tell me just a little bit about yourself and where you went to school.
Well, I'm the local plastic surgeon at Novant
The local
Health
plastic surgeon
Medical Center, and I'm a homegrown kid from Brunswick County. My mom and dad were really big in the medical community when I was growing up, and I'm lucky enough and privileged enough to be able to come back and provide these services to the area I care so much about after so many years.
Great. That sounds wonderful. Now, I know that everybody will enjoy learning more about Novant Health Coastal Plastic Surgery. So how long have you been open?
We've been open about 1.5 years now, going on 2 years since October of a few years ago.
Yeah. Let's talk about the key services that you offer. Tell me about what it is you do at the Coastal Plastic Surgery Center.
Very, very excited to answer a question like that because we offer the full services of plastic surgery. Everything from cosmetic treatments such as Botox and fillers or skin treatments, as well as things such as liposuction, breast augmentation, tummy tucks, and facelifts. We also...
Can I sign up for all of them?
Exactly, of course, we'll put you on the list. We also offer a variety of services for treatment of things such as scars or skin cancers and reconstruction following that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about reconstruction. I wanted to...
A large part of the practice is really breast reconstruction, for instance. Women that have had mastectomies in the past, even 20 to 25 years ago, or women that are in the process of treatment with breast cancer now, whether that be a small lumpectomy or mastectomy defects. There are a variety of things that we can offer to each and every one of them on an individual basis when they come in.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're just now experiencing breast cancer. It could be maybe you had it years and years ago and you need to improve the look or the feel. Or...
Exactly, and there are many women that at the time of their treatment didn't choose for reconstruction.
Right.
And I think an exciting thing that we can talk about with them is that you always have a chance to have a reconstruction down the line as well.
That's great to know. You know, I don't think you think about that. Tell me something that makes your practice unique.
I think the thing that makes our practice unique is that we're able to offer such a wide variety of services, but more importantly, we're able to really individualize it almost on a boutique type level for every type of patient, whether that be the cosmetic patient or the cancer patient or reconstructive type patient. It allows us to really create a niche in our community to be able to really offer that extended time to treat everyone on an individualized basis.
That's great. I like that theory that comes behind that, you know, to spend the time with me. I want that time.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you had or are offering specials. You have specials coming up. Tell me about the specials.
We do. It's that time of year where it's summer and we would just want to splash into the summer weather and look our best and feel our best.
Sure.
And we're excited to offer specials with our injectables and our fillers, like Botox and a product called Juvederm or Voluma. It's a great thing, and it's really exciting because there are things that people can be treated with that they can come in and out with minimal downtime and really help treat those fine lines that develop in the face with what we call more birthdays and sort of birthday disease. The more birthdays we get, these lines start to develop with time, and they're minimal downtime and procedures that we can do to help patients get to feeling their best.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about those products a little bit. What would you typically use Botox for? Because that's the one you hear most.
Botox is something that we use to treat fine lines in the face. Those frown lines that people get in between their eyes, or those crow's feet that we get on the sides of our eyes, along with those horizontal forehead lines that we get. Botox is able to relax those muscles and allow the body to really create healing so that the skin lines aren't really noticed. And it's a wonderful, wonderful product that allows people to really get back to themselves pretty quickly.
How about the Juvederm and the Voluma? What are those? Tell me about them.
That is an excellent product that we use in order to fill in. They're called fillers.
Fillers.
And they use products that allow us to add volume to the skin underneath areas, whether we have small lines or depressions, to volumize our face and volumize areas that have created wrinkles over time, using a variety of areas, whether it be the folds of our nose, the nasolabial folds, even in periods of adding volume to our lips, which can also lose volume with time. And once again, it's an exciting thing where people can be able to get treated relatively quickly without a large operation, with all the downtime.
Well, what would one expect after having Botox or Juvederm? What might we expect to look like or to feel like?
One of the things that I like to tell everyone with Botox is that the effect can take sometimes one day to see the paralysis of the muscles. Sometimes it can take up to 2 to 3 weeks.
Really?
The one thing that people can feel are just differences in how their muscles feel minorly afterwards, because some of them get weakened to allow us to get that youthful nature again and not look so frowned with time. The same thing with the fillers. People will see a little bit of swelling in the areas that they have the injectable placed, and with time that volumizes, but all of that swelling and edema goes down. Generally, we have minimal bruising with these products and minimal downtime and not much discomfort afterwards.
So you can like go back to work like probably the next day or maybe even that day.
Sometimes people just come in for lunch and they get injected and that's it.
Yeah, I'll have Botox for lunch.
We'll sign you up.
Well, I know that we've got lots of viewers out there interested. And so how can we contact your office? What's the best way to get hold of you?
the best way to get a hold of us is to call us at the office at 754-8808 and arrange a consultation. There'll be a few questions that get asked, such as what medications you're on and what you're really looking for. And then we have you come in for a free consultation. We're allowed to have suggestions, and most often you are able to get injected that day.
Really?
Which is very, very exciting.
Yeah, and that's probably rare. Usually you have to have a consultation, then come back. Do we need a referral to see you, or is that self-referral?
That is a self-referral, and we're able to see you, and we schedule you pretty quickly after that.
Good. Well, before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Most definitely. Two things, really. The first is that we're excited to talk about our summer Botox and filler special in the months of June and July, where we're offering $50 off Botox as well as $50 off Juvederm and Voluma, and for the patients to call the office for details whenever they want that. And it's really exciting to get people kind of coming into their summer form.
That's right. Well, we all want to look our best.
Most definitely.
And so we're happy that you're here to help us get there.
Yes.
And we appreciate you being on the show. We really look forward to coming back soon.
I look forward to seeing everyone.
All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Kahn.
Thank you so much again.
Our final guest today is Morgan McKnight of Brunswick County's North Carolina Cooperative Extension Office. Morgan, it's such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Yeah, we always have such a good time with you and your sidekick, Mark.
Yeah.
Today you're here alone because you're going to talk about something special, right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, before we start that, remind our viewers who you are and what you do.
Sure. Well, I am Morgan McKnight. I'm the Family and Consumer Sciences Agent with the Brunswick County Cooperative Extension. So it's kind of a long title, but it involves a lot of things. So I specifically get to do food programming. So I normally focus on healthy eating, healthy cooking, local foods, and smart shopping. But we also do a little bit of like food preservation and food safety. So there's a lot going on throughout the year, and so it's always exciting. Cooperative Extension as a whole does we work with farmers and growers on different types of crop production and just kind of helping them to be more beneficial with their practices and more efficient. And we also have 4-H, which a lot of people have heard about, which helps youth and kind of building their skills. And so we've got a lot going on.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
There's a lot of great things that go on in the Extension Office. I know, I've learned that from you and you and Mark. But today we want to focus on the Speedway to Healthy exhibit.
Yes.
So what exactly is that?
So the Speedway to Healthy exhibit, it's a 1,200 square foot walkthrough exhibit, so it's huge. Basically, if you've ever seen a body walk exhibit, a lot of people are familiar with those. What it is it's a representative of the human body, and so the idea behind it is that it's teaching kids how the food that they eat affects their body and their digestive system. And so it's really neat, this visual. It's basically 11 pit stops, and so it's a speedway to kind of represent North Carolina. And so the way that it works is the students start out at the starting line, which is where they learn about the My Plate, which you probably heard about. It's the formerly food pyramid. And so they talk about the food groups, and they're all given a food out of those food groups. And they're meant to kind of imagine for this time that they're that food and going through the body. And so they go through different rooms that represent like the mouth and the lungs and the kidneys, and they have a little education and then some type of interactive activity like in the mouth room. That's one of the most fun for the kids because they have these giant teeth and this giant toothbrush, and they actually get to practice brushing and flossing the teeth. They use a rope to floss the teeth. And so it's really cool, yeah.
Well, what do you think is the main goal of that exhibit?
Well, I think that the idea behind it really is for kids to understand not just that, we teach all the time about healthy eating and how to eat healthy and what it means to eat healthy, but to really understand why we want to eat healthy and to understand how that food is really affecting our bodies, and not just kind of, I feel sluggish because I didn't eat as healthy, or I'm tired, or I'm overweight, not those physical things, but understanding really what's in their body, how it affects their kidneys and their lungs and their teeth, really understanding why they're eating healthy.
Well, tell me about when this happens and where and things like that.
Okay, so this summer, we are hosting it at our office. So we are in the government complex in Bolivia in Building N, and it'll be July 27th through the 29th. Okay. So it's a Tuesday to a Friday, and we'll have it running from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day of that week.
9 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day?
Yes, ma'am. Tuesday through Friday.
Tuesday through Friday.
Yep.
Well, how about cost? Is there a fee associated with this?
Actually, no. So this is going to be completely
really nice.
free. I know. I'm so excited because it'll be free. But what's cool about it this year, since we're having it at our office, we're actually kind of trying to make it a half-day event for people. So we know that kids and grandkids are here and out for the summer.
Sure.
And so we want it to be worthwhile that they come to Bolivia. So this exhibit, to kind of go through the whole exhibit, there's 11 pit stops, and it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to go through the whole thing. And then we're inviting people to come take a little kind of walk-through tour of our botanical garden. So we have master gardeners, and our horticulture team have really been hard at work this year on growing that and building that, and so they can take a tour. And then we have some picnic tables out under one of our gazebos, and so we're telling people to bring a lunch, and they can eat after the tours in the exhibit or before and then go on the tour in the exhibit. So kind of trying to make it a big event, a half-day thing for people to be at.
Do you target children of specific age, or what would you suggest?
Yeah, so the idea is that they're elementary age students.
Okay.
But honestly, we've had kids who are all the way through high school, and even last year when we had adults
I think it
come
sounds
out.
Pretty cool.
It's so much fun, and especially because, even if it's not necessarily new knowledge for an adult or a parent, it's just a fun exhibit. It's just really cool visual to see. So
I think it sounds like a great idea.
It is, yeah.
Have you ever done this before?
Yep. So we did it last year at Lincoln Elementary School.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun because we did it during the school year. So we actually had all of the grades go through, and then we had it open one night of the week for kind of community members. And so we actually had about 750 people come through the exhibit in that 1 week. And so it was just a really exciting time to get people, it's healthy eating and it's nutrition, but it's this big exhibit. It's colorful and bright, and there's fruits and vegetables in the stands that are cheering the kids on. And so it's just kind of a way to get them excited about healthy eating and excited about these foods,
Yeah. Did you do like a Survey Monkey or anything after last year's to find out how it went, or did you get some good responses?
Yeah, so we didn't do Survey Monkey. We did evaluations through the schools, though, because it was mainly students. So we had the evaluations in the classroom, and then we also just talked to the principal and the assistant principal, and we had great response. Like, they came in every day to kind of check it out and see how it was going. And what was cool about it is after that first day, there was just this little chatter throughout the school that each day the kids were more and more excited to come in because all their friends had come in, or their siblings had come in already and seen it. So we had some really great response from it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have to register for it or pre-register?
So we're asking people not so much to register, but at least to reserve a time slot.
Okay.
Because it's we schedule it where it's kind of 10 minutes per room, and so we have people leading each of the rooms. And so we do have a calendar that we're scheduling people in. So we'd like for people to call and schedule or reserve a time spot.
So how do they do that? Do you have a website or
we
phone?
do. It's on our website, but you actually don't sign up online. You just give us a call. Our number is 910-253-2610, and they can sign up with me or with Gina Britton. And that's it. It's easy as that.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we are too.
Yeah, there's so many great things that go on at the Cooperative Extension Office, and I just think this is probably one of the most fun things that you have.
It is.
It sounds like it's going to be really, really good. So
yeah.
We wish you great luck, great success, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you so much.
So what are you going to talk to us about next time? I hope you'll have some new and exciting thing to tell us.
We do. We have some exciting stuff. Actually, when I was on my way here today, Mark asked me if I was going to talk to you about one of our other upcoming projects. So we'll definitely have to come back for that. We're doing a lot with local food coming up this fall, so we'd love to share that with you. Got a cool festival and a cool project with the schools and the senior centers. So
love festivals.
Yes.
And love the farmers markets and things like that. So that would be cool.
Yep. The summer brings all kinds of good fresh fruits and veggies and healthy eating.
Good.
So, yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in to ATMC TV's Health Watch. I hope this information was beneficial for you and your family. If you have any questions or topics that you would like to see discussed on a future show, please email them to atmctv@atmc.com. Please visit novanthealth.org for more information on Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center, your local doctors, and general health information. Thanks again for joining us today. Be sure to join us next time for HealthWatch on ATMC TV.